What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now this time we're talking about a very big superhero game that lots of us have seen a ton of leaks for, and of course that is a new Batman game. Now before I dive into this video, I want to ask you guys a very important question as always, but this time about a Batman game. If it had to have one thing in this game for you to purchase the game, or for it to be different to the other ones and genuinely be a game that will absolutely do amazingly good, what does the game need to have? Get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts, because it's going to be really interesting to see what you guys really feel a game needs, like this especially. Now, we of course earlier this year, and I guess you could say over the last year in general, have received teasers, and it's funny because most of the teasers that are very big do come from the game developers themselves, and I mean recently they've tend to kind of stay very quiet, but all the stuff they have been tweeting and teasing overall has of course referenced the game as Court of Owls. Now this Batman game has been teased again, but this time not by somebody who is a dev of the game. However, he is known as a trusted leaker. Now the question is a trailer coming at Game Awards 2019? Now the Game Awards is a place where, I mean, games in the past have been revealed, so it's not like, you know, a game like this wouldn't be announced there. Now it's a relatively big event. It's going to take place next month on December 12th, so really we're not far at all away from that. Now the known leaker who I'm talking about actually goes by the name Sabi, and he took to the internet to announce that there could be some significant surprises in store ahead for this Game Awards event of 2019. Now this Sabi leaker guy also has had a relatively cool record. I mean, when you look back at the track record when it comes to more recent leaks and so forth, it's been proven. It's not like this guy just talks out of, you know what I mean. He's not talking a load of crap. His track record is very key, and I mean, if you look back at other people that have leaked the stuff, if they have done this multiple times and it turns out that what they leaked to begin with didn't even happen in the end, or there wasn't even any similarity, then I guess you could say that track record isn't really good. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Sabi specifically is because the track record is good when it comes down to leaks. Now, he does keep referencing this game called Arkham Legacy. Now, it's an interesting one because, you know, there's Court of Owls, we've had loads of different names. I mean, one of the names that I thought was really cool, you know, was Batman Beyond Arkham, and then they have Beyond Arkham Beyond something, etc. So there are a ton of cool names. Arkham Legacy though does, you know, stand as a strong name in my opinion. Now in a thread he was referencing the information, you know, about potential upcoming games, and the notes that were there is a possible Activision remake, Batman Arkham Legacy news, etc. and VGAs are just 33 days away now. So these are key things that were mentioned, and the fact that, you know, there's the words like possible Activision remake, and then you just get bang, like we're 100% positive a Batman Arkham Legacy news, etc. I mean, that definitely does get me really excited. It is also safe to say though, all the teasers that we have got from developers so far anyway, I mean, we've had things literally teasing months, right? Or I guess people were looking way too much into it. For example, we had, you know, Happy New Year, whatever, may this year be above and beyond, etc, but people were taking keywords like May, and then it came down to May, and of course we were expecting an announcement, then it didn't happen, which was fair enough. Then we went all the way to E3 2019, and I guess that was probably the biggest disappointment. I mean, a lot of people really held everything tight at that point, and literally loads of people said, because no one's really spoke about it since, but most people that were, you know, going ahead, you know, spreading the leaks and so forth, really said that, look, if the game's not going to get announced at a big gaming event like E3, then I think we should basically stop talking about the game, because it's more than likely not going to happen, which is crazy, right? But now, because we're finalizing the year, I don't think we should give up hope, because there have been way too many teasers from developers themselves that this game is actually happening, and I think that is the core thing that we need to hold on to. And I guess you need to take into consideration though a lot of things. I mean, we're talking like next gen consoles. Do they need a big gaming event to begin with to announce a game as big as this? The answer to that question, in my opinion, is absolutely not. I've always said, if you could pull together a really good trailer, like a launch trailer or a CGI trailer, or you know how to market a game, I don't think it matters where you announce the game at all. I don't even think you need to go to a gaming event. Whereas if you compare it to a game, of course, which did need the marketing and still does, like the Avengers game, then yeah, I guess losing out at, you know, a big opportunity like E3 2019 is something you really don't want to do. Now, I want you guys to get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on all of this stuff and whether or not you truly believe we will get an announcement this year. For me personally, I think there's way too many teasers that have gone on this year that really indicate that, you know, this game is definitely going to be announced, it's definitely in the making for sure. But then also something more of a personal kind of preference when it comes down to people that have a track record of, you know, previous games that they've actually spoke about that, you know, does of course have, you know, real backups and so forth, then, you know, to me it's really key when I see things like that. I mean, if you were to see someone that had an inconsistent track record, which Sabi did at one point actually, in terms of like recent leaks, but I mean, when you sort of boil it down to the overall, there is that solid information, personally for me, that I kind of hold on to. I know a lot of people really don't look into that stuff, but for me personally, I take that stuff a little bit more serious than just seeing, you know, I guess teasers from devs, even though that is just as big. It's just more of a, you know, a fan of a series really wanting to hold on to something for it to happen. That's my personal opinion. But to answer the question as well that I asked you guys at the beginning of the video that I thought was really important on, you know, what do you feel this game really needs to have in order to be a very popular game, or, you know, even take a shot at, you know, a Game of the Year title? Now, I guess you could go with a standard argument instantly that now with every game getting announced this year or in the upcoming months, right, is about what about next gen consoles, right? If you exclude all that stuff, because right now it's going to be a fear. I mean, no one even knows what these next gen consoles look like at the moment. We just know that 2020 is the year we're going to be getting this stuff. But for me, if it's got the same, you know, combat gameplay sort of, you know, I guess, what's the exact word? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, because for me, gameplay, right, is really important. I mean, I would rather them focus less on graphics than do the opposite and, you know, focus less on the gameplay and more on the graphics. For me, there really needs to be that core aspect when it does come down to the core gameplay. For me, that's either, you know, you're gonna make or break the game. To answer a very popular question, does a game like this need multiplayer? The answer is no. I mean, again, I've spoke about this on previous games as well. I will use it as an example once again. Spider-Man PS4 being the most recent superhero game. A game like that doesn't have multiplayer. Did the game do very well? Yes, it did. If we're getting a new Batman game, do you need to expect something massive in the sense of how long the game will last and how many people will be hyped up for it and really want to play the game? I guess not. As long as it's got that gameplay sort of aspect in there that have really cool things. I mean, I'm talking things like customization, different parts of a map, I mean the world in general as well. A dull world does fit the whole Batman theme as well. Being able to drive more vehicles. Again, we had an actual list of things that were leaked for this game, so that's going down in terms of course, vehicles and so forth. So already we've had so much stuff about what this game would possibly have or possibly needs. And I'm really holding on to the Game Awards, because for me, I guess that's going to be the final make or break for this year. If it's going to be happening, we're going to announce it there. Or at least we're going to get one more teaser. But surely, I mean, everyone's just gone completely quiet on the game right now. But I wanted to make this video to refresh your memory and really just take into consideration that, hey, this Batman game has not completely died off, okay? We don't even know, of course, when it's going to be released as far as the release date goes, but it's definitely safe to say that somewhere in a studio, this game is definitely being made. And I guess that's the key thing you just have to hold on to. But guys, that being said, that's going to wrap up this video here. As always, subscribe for more awesome content. I will probably make a video kind of rounding off everything we know about this game so far soon this week, so check out for that as well. But I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and until the next one, adios amigos.